The Chevy Bolt is a pretty good car. It'll take you pretty far. 250 miles is really all you need. Be something about the charging. Okay, all right. It's a work in progress. And maybe that wasn't a great song, but the Chevy Bolt is a really good car. I've bought two, and I think it's a terrific choice for rideshare. I'm going to tell you all about it in a second. My name's Gabe, and I am the senior EV writer for the RideShareGuy.com. And I'm going to tell you all about the car that I'm sitting in right now, which is a 2022 Bolt EUV. It's the second Bolt I've ever owned. Like most of my passengers, you might think it's the Chevy Volt. That car was a plug-in hybrid. It wasn't a pure EV like the Bolt. Now, the Bolt was the first mass market long range, that's more than 200 miles EV, and it was available to buyers before the Tesla Model 3, which of course is much better known, are that the Chevy Bolt has declined in price massively since it was introduced in 2016, where the Model 3 has steadily climbed from about $35,000, which was the promise price for that car, to over $47,000, which is what it'll cost you now. And the Bolt is a GM product. It's a Chevrolet. It is intended as a mass market car, and mass market means mass market in GM speak. It's a simple car without a lot of features. It doesn't go particularly fast, and it's supposed to be a very simple, efficient, utilitarian car to drive people from point A to point B. And I'm going to tell you, it does it great. And other features the car has: about 200 horsepower, speed limited to 94 miles an hour, but you get very respectable 0 to 60 times. You get pretty good handling because the car is short wheelbase, and it is fairly light at about 3,600 pounds, which puts it right in the same weight and power as a lot of small gasoline-powered hatchbacks, and you get very high efficiency because of that lightweight. So the Bolt, just like the great musician Billy Preston, has not gotten the respect that it deserves. It is fun to drive, first off. You can screech through turns. You can, it's very responsive. The handling is extremely nimble. One thing I really like about this Bolt, and don't miss about the Tesla, is how maneuverable this car is. It's pretty remarkable. This car makes U-turns in a noticeably smaller circle. One critique of this car is that it didn't offer the all-wheel drive. That's coming in the Equinox model that's coming next year. GM really wanted to focus on keeping this car light and cheap and efficient, and all-wheel drive gets in the way of that. Now, that makes this car probably not as suitable for drivers that need a car for inclement or harsh weather conditions. More in actual use, in rideshare driving, I have found that I can do a lot of miles on this car when I'm doing rideshare, because thankfully with the Uber's new upfront pricing, I can see how long the trips are. I can see that I'm only going a mile or two, and those trips are great. I'll do them all day long. Look, if it takes you a mile to get to your passenger, and then the trip is only another 2 miles, and the next trip is another mile, you can do like 100 rides on a full charge, seriously. And that's way more than you're gonna do in a day. So I usually do about 20 or 30 in a day, and I go home and I still have 50, 60, even 70% charge. I drove yesterday for 4 hours, and I'm looking at 186 miles of range remaining. Great thing about this car is the efficiency, because 1 kilowatt hour on this car is going to get you over 4 miles, okay? And most consumers in the United States, they're paying about 10, 12, 15 cents for 1 kilowatt hour. That means you're going to spend 2 or 3 cents a mile, and compare that to 12 or 15 cents a mile. Where it really shines is around town maneuverability, especially making U-turns. And if you're an Uber driver, you know that sometimes you'll make 24 U-turns a day. The passenger experience in the Bolt EUV is great. One thing I noticed is that when passengers get in, they put their seatbelt on. It's easy to get in and out. The doors are just doors. They just get in and out of it. And honestly, this could be just about any GM product built in the last 20 years. It could be a Trax or any I don't know, whatever, Equinox or whatever the other small SUVs that Chevy has put on the market in that time. It could be any of those things. And in fact, 1 in 30 passengers, I think, remark on this car. They say, "Oh, is this a Volt? My uncle has a Volt." And it's what they usually say. And I say, "No, it's a Bolt. It's fully electric." They're like, "What? It's fully electric? Blah, 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 blah." And then they ask me all kinds of questions. Whereas with the Tesla, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2 passengers would say, "Oh my God, this is a Tesla. This is my dream car. I love being in this car, blah, blah, blah." Well, you probably figured out by now that I really like my Chevy Bolt. It's the second one I've owned. It's a stunning value when it comes to electric vehicles. It's well built. It's very reliable. So it's a really good, reliable, affordable car that's going to last you a long time and really do the job for you. But is it perfect for every rideshare driver? Absolutely not. Is it perfect for half the rideshare drivers? Yeah, I think it probably is. I think that a lot of drivers could re-examine how they approach making money and make an electric vehicle not just work for them, but also help them make more money. I love my Bolt, and I think you would really like it too. Go test drive one. If you drive an EV for rideshare, I want you to go to our EV Facebook group. I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate you posting a comment below and going to the rideshareguy.com and checking out my story. I want you to not smash the subscribe or like buttons because they are two-dimensional objects and you can't smash something that's only two-dimensional, Chris. But I want you to click on them and check out our further videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
What did you do? What did you do? I think we should stop this. We should stop this now. We can actually crash.